Welcome to Lesson 1 of GUHSD's online course for Google Classroom. For this video, we will start with the assignment overview. We will then take a look at how to manage classes in Google Classroom. We will then take a look at how to manage your student rosters. Let's first start with a brief overview of this assignment. In Lesson 1, students will be able to manage your classes within Google Classroom, including creating, joining, archiving, restoring, and copying your classes, and manage your student rosters, including adding, inviting, and removing students. You will demonstrate your learning by creating a sample Google Classroom with at least one student and one co-teacher, and you will insert a screenshot as evidence of this task. Here's the process you will follow to demonstrate your learning. You've already opened up and are taking a look at this video. To demonstrate your learning, you will then create a sample Google Classroom with this naming convention. You will invite Digital Learning Coach at GUHSD as a co-teacher, invite student 959595 at GUHSDnet to join the class, and then you're going to screenshot your People tab showing you have invited those members. Please take a look at this sample screenshot to see what it could look like. If you're not sure how to screenshot, here are some tutorials for Chromebook, Mac, and PC to help you out. Once you have your screenshot of your People tab, you're going to insert your screenshot into this white space below. Once you have application tasks 2 through 6 completed and your screenshot successfully inserted into this white box, go ahead and turn this assignment in Google Classroom. Again, if you have any questions during this process, please email GUHSDtech at GUHSD.net. Let's start out at classroom.google.com. To create a class, we're going to click the plus icon and select Create Class. We're going to go ahead and name the class. You can give it a section if you want, maybe a period number. You can give it a subject to specify a little more clearly, and you can even dictate a room number if you'd like. Go ahead and create your class. Once we have our class created, we have a couple options to customize. We can always go back and we can change the name of our class details at any point that we want and resave those. We can also select a different theme for our header. There's a myriad of themes that exist here that may correlate with the course. Or you can actually upload a photo from your computer if you'd like. Let's take a look briefly at the interface. We have an upcoming column over here. We haven't listed any assignments, so we don't have any upcoming assignments for us. We have a couple tabs at the top. This is the stream where announcements and posts can be made. Classwork, this is where you're going to be organizing all of the course content that you include in your course. These are the people that are in your class. You can add co-teachers and you can add students. And this is the grading section. Let's take a look and head back to our home base for Google Classroom. We see all of our classes are lined up here. You may notice that some of the suggestions for naming conventions, you may want to pay particular attention to some of the naming conventions that you have for your courses. If your course is an extremely long name, like this one here, you'll notice that it cuts off and the ellipsis occurs afterwards. You may want to start putting your period numbers for your classes in front so it's easy to see which courses you have. You may want to also pay particular attention to the theme that you have. The theme could be a visual cue for you as a teacher on how you can easily access the correct classroom. Once we have our classroom here, we notice there's a couple options. We can take a look at this 3 vertical dots. We can always move the location. We can edit the name and the course details. We can also make a copy of this course. Let's say you teach a 1-semester course. You're going to keep the assignments, but you need to make a copy of this for 2nd semester with new students. What that will do, it will transfer all your assignments into draft form, which means in your new classroom that you make a copy of, all of the assignments will be in the same spot. They'll be in draft version, so they're not assigned yet, and you'll have the opportunity to add new students to that classroom. Alternatively, you can archive this classroom, which is Google Classroom's versions of deleting. Once you archive it, you can access your archived classes and then restore them if you'd like. This option right here is to open up your gradebook. We'll take a look at that in a later lesson. This option here is to open your Google Drive folder connected to your Google Classroom, and we'll take a look at that in a later lesson as well. Once we have our class set up, let's populate it with co-teachers and students. If you want to add a co-teacher, we simply click the People tab. Under Teachers, select the Invite Members. Once you go ahead and start typing the email address in, you'll notice that the list will populate just like if you were formulating an email. Go ahead and invite a teacher. There's a couple ways to add students into your Google Classroom. You can manually invite them by typing each email address in. This is clearly not recommended. The easiest way is to give your students a code and have them join at classroom.google.com. So the easiest way to do this, back in the stream, you notice the class code is listed here under the header. Go ahead and click Display, and it displays the code. So this would be displayed in your classroom as students come in. Your students would go to classroom.google.com. When your students enter, they would click the plus icon and select Join Class, and then they would enter the course code. Once your invited teachers have joined your Google Classroom, you have the option as the owner of the classroom to remove them, to email them, or actually to transfer ownership. The privileges that the co-teacher, the non-owning co-teacher has, is that they can add, they can edit, and they can modify any assignments or content within the classroom, but they cannot delete the classroom or archive the classroom. Only the owner has that power. Once your students are in there, you notice that if any student is selected, you have a couple actions. You can email them, you can remove them, or you can mute them, which means they cannot comment or post in the classroom itself.